Who's there? This is just for the reading of 1 through 25. I don't even want to talk to you guys today. I just want to read these 25 pages because UFC is coming on at 6 o'clock. Where is everybody? There we go. Here comes some peeps. Canales, let's go. All right, hold on. All right, you guys, open up your... Yo, Bianca P, open up the story that I sent you. So go to Google Classroom, open up the story so you could read along while I'm reading. Because I'm just going to read this because I got dinner coming and UFC's coming on at 6 o'clock. I got stuff to do. But you're about to read with me the best story ever. Nancy, what's good? Let's go, Carrie. I'm working on Goodman Brown. Yo, Goodman Brown is great. Bianca, this is the first reading of 5 People You Meet in Heaven. It's not due, I think, till Friday. It's 25 pages. It's baby stuff. You don't even have to watch this if you want. You can watch it later. I'm just doing it for those of us that want to hear me read it and analyze it as I read the first 25 pages. It's really not tough. It's simple, simple, simple reading. Val, you are first. You deserve a prize. I got it for you. Valerie Lopez was good. Oh, man. Oh, Val, you're not home? That's fine. I sent you, you could just hear me read it. Yo, my dude. Hold up, still loading. All right, yeah. Open up, anyone that's joining now, just open up the story. That's at Google Classroom. No, it's simple reading. It's not giant words. It's not giant words. It's really simple reading. Valerie Lopez, you could just watch the video later. Don't worry about it. No big deal. I mean, you can listen to me read it if you want, whatever. I wish Bianca can read instead of me. Leslie Bonilla, let's go. Bonilla, open up, and Nancy, open up the story. The story being the 5 people you meet in heaven. All right, and the first 25 pages I think I put up for you guys. I'm going to try to do 25 to 50 pages a week. We got a month left of school. Let's go, Noel. Noel, I miss you, my dude. Hope everything's all right over there at your end. Bianca, I know you're doing things really late for Tolan, but it's all good as long as you get them in. And yo, Nancy, make sure you do your work. When you start reading, I'm leaving the live stream. Yeah, that's fine. You could start, bro. No one has to listen to me read. I'm just gonna read 25 pages because I feel like I have to. Because although most of you guys will understand it, but I have to. I'm just gonna read the 25 pages, give you a couple of caveats, a couple of things that are going on in the story and the plot, and we'll talk about it. You know, no, it's a quickie. Trust me. All right, Val, that's fine. Watch the video later. Noel, watch the video later, whatever you want to do. When do we stop Google Classroom, though? What do you mean, when do you stop Google Classroom? When the school year ends. Wait, we just have to read it? That's it? Yeah, the 25 pages. I'm going to read it out loud right now, and I'm just going to point out some things to you guys. So if you have it open while I'm reading it, that would be real easy for you guys. Thanks, bro. I'm getting old. My hair's a mess. That's how I'm holding them up. I was actually laying out today. I was getting a tan, bro, on some Jersey Shore stuff. Noel, you have a 77 in science. Who's your science teacher? Nissen? Yeah, Nat, school continues till the end of June or third week in June. But this is the last story we're doing in Tolan's class. This is it. This is how I finish the year, and it sucks we have to do it through the damn computer. So I'll send you pages every week to read. I'll read them out loud, so in case you don't understand, you can rewatch the video. It'll be on YouTube. And, yeah. Huh. I'll wait a couple more minutes for people. My wife's cooking upstairs. UFC's coming on next. I might read this really fast. You don't have your power school? Power school means nothing to me. I'm not putting those grades in there until the end of the quarter. What do you need power school for? This is Google Classroom. Brains. I gave up on this. It gives me so much depression. What gives you so much depression, Nance? We could talk about this. Count to 10, breathe in, breathe out. Think of 3 things in your life that bring you happiness. Is this yoga, yo? Come on, Nancy, what do you mean you came up with this? We didn't even start the story. No depression? Yo, you guys, come on, cheer up. Let's go. Nancy and Bianca, cheer up. It's a beautiful day today. Let's go. Yo, Carrie, peace. Watch the video later. Too much work. Nah, it's not too much work. And you spelled too wrong. It's T-O-O. That's what happens when you don't do your English work. Too much. Best yoga teacher ever. Count to 10. Think of 3 places you really enjoy being. It's no beautiful today? It's a beautiful day. Let's go, Nance. Shed that depression like a snake sheds its skin. Let's go, Nixon, my dude. Yo, I got people telling me with this hair, I look more Spanish than I've ever looked in my life. I also got people saying that my hair looks like Lil Dicky's hair. Wait, Noel, you play basketball? Yo, you listen? Zach, Noel plays basketball. We got to get it going when this, or we can play with masks on, whatever. Yeah, Zach, I know. Damn straight, Nance. All right, should I start reading right now? Or you want to dance? Let's dance for all the sad people. All right. He's 6'1". Of course he plays basketball. That's pure illogical, nonsensical language. I've met many a person that's tall that can't play a lick of ball. One of them is Bianca Pops. I'm joking. But it doesn't matter. Tall means nothing. Best player in the game wasn't the tallest player in the game. That's right, Rainier. Dallas is here. Yeah, let's go, Dallas. All right, you guys ready to read? Dallas, I gotta wait for Dallas because Dallas is my girl. Dallas, do me a favor. Open up on Google Classroom the story 1 through 25, the 5 people you meet in heaven. I'm just gonna read it real quick and tell you guys a couple of things. And yeah. No, we can vibe out later. I gotta get this done. Every one of my videos we vibed out. I was freaking a DJ. We were telling jokes. I was wearing masks, I think, Halloween costumes. What other teachers are doing this? They're trying to teach you math. As I laugh in the background. Oh man. Nat Canales, good to have you here. Val Lopez, don't go cry. You'll be in the next one. I'm gonna do this friggin' every time I give out a reading. Oh, this is a class video? Yeah, Hidalgo, this is only for really smart English students, so. I'm kidding, bro, but yeah, we're starting 5 people you meet in heaven. All right, Dallas, do you guys have the story out? Those of you guys that are ready for me to read. Say yes if you have the story out. Rania, that's what I'm saying. UFC at 6 o'clock, prelims at 6. Although the prelims will probably be weak, but we still got to watch them, bro. Tolan, how does it feel to basically be talking to yourself? It feels wonderful, bro. It's very therapeutic. Zach, I swear to God, I'm going to beat you in 101. Then we're putting the gloves on. I'm going to beat you in every sport that's physical. And football, too. That's right. If it's for smart people, I'm going to go. No, Natalie, these people appear smart, but you can't judge a book by its cover. All right? No problem, Dallas. Natalie, all my classes are doing this story. You could read it on your own if you wanted to in Google Classroom. If not, you can listen to me read and talk about it. That's all. No problem, Nance. You guys can watch the video later. It's a beautiful day. I don't care. I was just going to record it. I don't even know how to do that without it being live, so I just went live. Rainier, I would never call you dumb, bro. Noel used to play football. Bro, it doesn't count when you're 4 and you're throwing the Nerf ball around. That's like my students that say, yeah, I play soccer all the time. Never played one league game. They kick a ball around in the backyard. That's not playing the sport. The font is so large, it looks like something you would read in the 4th grade. I made it large so we could see it. Bianca, with the negativity. God damn it, yo. Oh, I don't know what to say. Count to 10. Inhale, exhale. You guys ready? All right, let me get to this story. Let me show my music too. My wife's gonna kill me because I'm gonna take too long. All right, hold on. It'd be cool if I could pull up the story too. Hold up. Yo, Dallas E, I freaking miss you. All right, where the hell's the story? All right, here we go. All right, 5 people meet in heaven. Let's freaking go. All right, how can I preface this story? This is fiction. All right, this guy that wrote this story is still alive, unlike many of the people you read about. He believed that this was his version of heaven. All right, and I'm gonna read the dedication. I don't know if I gave that to you guys. Hold on. Let me go back to the friggin'. All right, is the dedication there? Did I in the copy I gave you guys? Is the dedication there? Yeah, bro. No, well, of course I'm gonna read all that, guys. All you have to do is sit back. God damn it, you're lazy. I just want to hurt people now. Val Lopez, don't even sweat it. Watch the video later. You'll be on the live one next time. Okay. Yo, where's Rainier? Rainier's my go-to man in Nixon. Oh, Nixon, you can watch this later. Nixon, and yeah, you can watch the video later, any of you guys. But you guys that have the story out now, is there the dedication? There's a paragraph dedication. Okay. Rainier, I don't know, bro. All right, I'm going. I'm reading. God damn it. Bianca, man. All right, here we go. All right, this book is dedicated to Edward Beachman, my beloved uncle, who gave me my first concept of heaven. Every year around Thanksgiving table, he spoke of a night in the hospital when he awoke to see when he awoke to see the souls of his departed loved ones sitting on the edge of the bed, waiting for him. I never forgot that story, and I never forgot him. Everyone has an idea of heaven, as do most religions, and they should all be respected. This version represented here is only a guess, a wish in some ways, that my uncle and others like him, people who felt unimportant here on earth, realized finally how much they mattered and how they were loved. All right, now that's just the dedication. Now we get to the actual story, the 5 people you meet in heaven. Let me go down. All right, now what you notice about this story immediately is it starts with the end. All right, but all I can say about that is a lot of times all endings are beginnings. An example, you guys, you're ending middle school. By it ends middle school, it begins high school. All right. The ending, when I finished college, I went and got a job. Yeah, my college experience was behind me, but I went and I got a job. So one ending usually leads to another beginning. So it does start with the end, but sometimes endings are beginnings most of the time. All right. And this has to do with death, obviously. All right, here we go. Wait, hold on. Let me check. See, I have to go back and forth because I'm a rookie at this. You guys good? We good? We good? We good? Yo, the hitchhiker was good, bro. Let's praise the Lord, Tolan. Praise Jesus. I shouldn't do that. I think the house is going to start shaking and stuff. But all right, let me get back to the story. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is a story about a man named Eddie, and it begins at the end with Eddie dying in the sun. First sentence. Main character, dead? What? All right. It might seem strange to start a story with an ending, but all endings are also beginnings. We just don't know it at the time. The last hour of Eddie's life was spent, like most of the others, at Ruby Pier, an amusement park by a great gray ocean. The park had the usual attractions: a boardwalk, a Ferris wheel, roller coasters, bumper cars, a taffy stand, an arcade where you could shoot streams of water into a clown's mouth. It also had a big new ride called Freddy's Freefall, and this would be where Eddie would be killed in an accident that would make newspapers around the state. So we learned already, he's dead. He dies due to this Freddy's Freefall ride. If you ever on a freefall ride, you know what that's about. All right. And what the hell else is there to read? We're done. That's it. All right. At the time of his death, Eddie was a squat, white-haired old man with a short neck, a barrel chest, thick forearms, and a faded army tattoo on his right shoulder. Obviously, characterization immediately. His legs were thin and veined now, and his left knee, wounded in the war, was ruined by arthritis. He used a cane to get around. His face was broad and craggy from the sun, with salty whiskers and a lower jaw that protruded slightly, making him look prouder than he felt. He kept a cigarette behind his left ear and a ring of keys hooked to his belt. He wore rubber-soled shoes. He wore an old linen cap. His pale brown uniform suggested a working man, and a working man he was. Eddie's job was maintaining the rides, which really meant keeping them safe. Every afternoon, he walked the park, checking on each attraction, from the tilt-a-whirl to the pipeline plunge. He looked for broken boards, loose bolts, worn-out steel. Sometimes he would stop, his eyes glazing over, and people walking past thought something was wrong. but he was listening, that's all. After all these years, he could hear trouble, he said, in the spits and stutters and thrumming of the equipment. With 50 minutes left on Earth, Eddie took his last walk along Ruby Pier. He passed an elderly couple. Folks, he mumbled, touching his cap. They nodded politely. Customers knew Eddie. At least the regular ones did. They saw him summer after summer, one of those faces you associate with a place. His work shirt had a patch on the chest that read Eddie, above the word maintenance. And sometimes they would say, "Hiya, Eddie Maintenance," although he never thought that that was funny. Today, it so happened, was Eddie's birthday, his 83rd. A doctor last week had told him he had shingles. Shingles? Eddie didn't even know what they were. Once he had been strong enough to lift a carousel horse in each arm. That was a long time ago. All right, hold on. I need to drink water. Yeah, hold on. Let me check on you guys. You guys good? We good? Yo, Zach, I'm going to kill you, bro. You don't like reading, listening to read, looking at words. We're fighting, bro. TKA, yeah. TKA, Louder Than Love was my jam, boy. Hold on. Val Lopez, that's why I love you, yo. Bro, take it easy. You guys rule. All 13 of you that are on right now. All right, what's going to happen is most of the people are going to watch my video afterwards. All right, so regardless, whatever you do, if you want to hang with me, hang with me. All right, here we go. It's going to get interesting now. All right, where the freak is it? All right. Eddie, take me. Eddie, take me. 40 minutes until his death. Eddie made his way to the front of the roller coaster line. He rode every attraction at least once a week to be certain the brakes and steering was solid. Today was coaster day, the Ghoster Coaster, they called this one. And the kids who knew Eddie yelled to get in the cart with him. Children liked Eddie, not teenagers. Teenagers gave him headaches. Over the years, Eddie figured he'd seen every sort of do-nothing, snarl-at-you teenager there was. But children were different. Children looked at Eddie, who with his protruding lower jaw always seemed to be grinning, like a dolphin, and they trusted him. They drew in like cold hands to a fire. They hugged his leg. They played with his keys. Eddie mostly grunted, never saying much. He figured it was because he didn't say much that they liked him. Now Eddie tapped two little boys with backwards baseball caps. They raced to the cart and tumbled in. Eddie handed his cane to the ride attendant and slowly lowered himself between the two. Here we go, one boy squealed, as the other pulled Eddie's arm around his shoulder. Eddie lowered the lap bar and clack, 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 up they went. Clack, clack, clack is an example of, yo, Cynthia and Johnny O too, bro, is an example of what? Clack, clack, clack. First one that does it gets something. Someone say it. Clack, clack, clack is an example of what? What's clack, clack, clack an example of? Damn straight, Bianca P. Let's go, Bianca. See, you're still lively. You got your life there, all right? Although someone spelled it really wrong, Val Lopez. It's not one mon apia, but that sounds like an interesting flower from the from Turks and Caicos. One mon apia. I know, I'm kidding, Val. Bianca, you spelled it right. Yeah, there we go, Zach. All right, cool. Onomatopoeia, clack, clack, clack. So he's on this friggin' roller coaster with these kids, and yeah, again, this guy's a maintenance guy. He listens to the noises in the rides and fixes them and has all the tools to fix them, and he's done this his whole life. A story went around about Eddie. When he was a boy growing up in this very same pier, he got in an alley fight. 5 kids from Pitkin Avenue had cornered his brother, Joe, and were about to give him a beating. Eddie was a block away on a stoop eating a sandwich. He heard his brother scream. He ran to the alley, grabbed a garbage can lid, and sent 2 boys to the hospital. After that, Joe didn't talk to him for months. He was ashamed. Joe was the oldest, the firstborn, but it was Eddie who did the fighting. Now we go back to the pier. And that's what happens with the story. It's not chronologically correct, so to speak. It kind of dips and ducks into various time periods, all right? So we hit flashbacks here and there. Now we're back to present. Can we go? Eddie, please. 34 minutes to live. Eddie lifted the lap bar, gave each boy a sucking candy, retrieved his cane, then limped to the maintenance shop to cool down from the summer heat. Had he known his death was imminent, most of you guys should know what that means, but probably 2 of you guys do, was happening, was going down regardless, he might have gone somewhere else. Instead, he did what we all do. He went about his dull routine as if all the days in the world were still to come. One of the shop workers, a lanky, bony-cheeked young man named Dominguez, was by the solvent sink, wiping grease off of a wheel. Yo, Eddie, he said. Dom, Eddie said. The shop smelled like sawdust. It was dark and cramped with a low ceiling and pegboard walls that held drills, saws, and hammers. Skeleton parts of fun park rides were everywhere. Compressors, engines, belts, light bulbs, the top of a pirate's head. Stacked against one wall were coffee cans of nails and screws. And stacked against another wall were endless tubs of grease. Greasing a track, Eddie would say, required no more brains than washing a dish. The only difference was you got dirtier as you did it, not cleaner. And that was the sort of work that Eddie did. Spread grease, adjusted brakes, tightened bolts, checked electrical panels. Many times he had longed to leave this place, find different work, build another kind of life. But the war came. His plans never worked out. In time, he found himself graying and wearing looser pants and in a state of weary acceptance that this was who he was and who he would always be. A man with sand in his shoes in a world of mechanical laughter and grilled frankfurters. Like his father before him. So his dad did the same thing. His dad was a maintenance worker at the same park. This will play a role later. Like his father before him, like the patch on his shirt, Eddie was maintenance, the head of maintenance, or as the kids sometimes called him, the ride man at Ruby Pier. So the setting is like, what the hell is that? Adventureland, sort of, kind of. But what's that place in the city? It's right on the water. It's very popular where they have the Nathan's Frankfurter contest. Stop talking about social studies. All right. Oh, Coney Island. All right, Coney Island Park. That's what this is kind of similar to. All right, let me get back to the story. All right. 30 minutes left. Hey, happy birthday, I hear, Dominguez said. Eddie grunted. No party or nothing? Eddie looked at him as if he were crazy. For a moment, he thought how strange it was to be growing old in a place that smelled of cotton candy. Well, remember, Eddie, I'm off next week, starting Monday, going to Mexico. Eddie nodded, and Dominguez did a little dance. Me and Teresa, going to see the whole family. Party. He stopped dancing when he noticed Eddie staring. You ever been, Dominguez said. Been? To Mexico. Eddie exhaled through his nose. Kid, I never been anywhere I wasn't shipped to with a rifle. All right, obviously this is Eddie, the one that's about to die, did some time in the war. All right, and we're going to get to that as well. All right, but just take note of all this that's happening here. Dominguez is a buddy of his. He's going to Mexico. Eddie says he's never been to any other country unless unless he was brought there with a rifle. He watched Dominguez return to the sink. He thought for a moment. Then he took a small wad of bills from his pocket, removed the only 20s he had, 2 of them. He held them out. Get your wife something nice, Eddie said. Dominguez regarded the money, broke into a huge smile, and said, Come on, man, you sure? Eddie pushed the money into Dominguez's palm. Then he walked out back to the storage area. A small fishing hole had been cut into the boardwalk planks years ago, and Eddie lifted the plastic cap. He tugged on the nylon line that dropped 80 feet to the sea. A piece of bologna was still attached. We catch anything? Dominguez yelled. Tell me we caught something. Eddie wondered how the guy could be so optimistic. There was never anything on that line. One day, Dominguez yelled, we're going to get a halibut. Yep, Eddie mumbled, although he knew you could never pull a fish that big through a hole that small. 26 minutes to live. Eddie crossed the boardwalk to the south end. Business was slow. The girl behind the taffy counter was leaning on her elbows, popping her gum. Now that I'm reading this, I'm probably going to do a halftime because my dinner's going to be ready, so I'm going to stop at page 15. Most of you guys probably don't care, but I'm going to read it anyway to page 15, and then I'll do the other 10 later on. And maybe we'll do the reading of the 10, and we'll have our usual fun and roast each other, whatever you guys want to do. Once Ruby Pier was the place to go in the summer. It had elephants and fireworks and marathon dance contests. But people didn't go to ocean piers much anymore. They went to theme parks where you paid $75 a ticket and had your photo taken with a giant furry character. Eddie limped past the bumper cars and fixed his eyes on a group of teenagers leaning over the railing. Great, he told himself. Just what I need. Off, Eddie said, tapping the railing with his cane. Come on, it's not safe. The teens glared at him. The car poles sizzled with electricity. Zap, zap sounds. It's not safe, Eddie repeated. The teens looked at each other. One kid who wore a streak of orange in his hair sneered at Eddie, then stepped onto the middle rail. Come on, dudes, hit me, he yelled, waving at the young drivers. Hit me. Eddie whacked the railing so hard with his cane, he almost snapped it in two. Move it. The teens ran away. Another story went around about Eddie. As a soldier, he'd engaged in combat numerous times. He'd been brave, even won a medal, But towards the end of his service, he got into a fight with one of his own men. Remember this part, those of you guys that are following me. But toward the end of his service, he got into a fight with one of his own men. That's how Eddie was wounded. No one knew what happened to the other guy. No one asked. With 19 minutes left on Earth, Eddie sat for the last time in an old aluminum beach chair. His short, muscled arms folded like a seal's flippers across his chest. His legs were red from the sun, and his left knee still showed scars. In truth, much of Eddie's body suggested a survived encounter. His fingers were bent at awkward angles, thanks to numerous fractures from assorted machinery. His nose had been broken several times in what he called saloon fights. His broadly jawed face might have been good-looking once, the way a prize fighter might have looked before he took too many punches. All right, let me check in on you guys. Hold on. You guys good? We good? Christopher Hidalgo, if you're distracting my students, I'm calling home. Yo, who's gaming Supernova? I forgot. That's going to be Antonio. Oh, yo, Reyes, I got you. Reyes, definitely, bro. Definitely. You do you have my cell number? If you don't have my cell number, get it from Zach. Hidalgo, yes, you're damn straight, bro. It's not a threat. It's a promise, boy. It's me, Antonio. I knew it was you. What's up, brother? Right now, Renee, I'm getting back to it, and I'm only going up to page 15. I'm going to do the other 10 pages later on because I got dinner waiting. And Renee, we got UFC at 6 o'clock, which I'm missing right now, but it's all good. All right, hold on. Let me get back to it. Now Eddie just looked tired. This was his regular spot on the Ruby Pier Boardwalk behind the Jackrabbit ride, which in the 80s was the Thunderbolt, in the 70s was the Steel Eel, in the 60s was the Lollipop Swings, which in the 50s was the Laugh in the Dark, and before that it was the Stardust Bandshell, which was where Eddie met Marguerite. All right, pay attention, especially you romantics out there, all three of you guys. Every life has one true love snapshot. For Eddie, it came on a warm September night after a thunderstorm, when the boardwalk was spongy with water. She wore a yellow cotton dress with a pink barrette in her hair. Eddie didn't say much. He was so nervous he felt as if his tongue were glued to his teeth. They danced to the music of a big band, Long Legs Delaney and his Everglades Orchestra. He bought her a lemon fizz. She said she had to go before her parents got angry, but as she walked away, she turned and waved. That was the snapshot. For the rest of his life, whenever he thought of Marguerite, Eddie would see that moment, her waving over her shoulder, her dark hair falling over one eye, and he would feel the same arterial burst of love. That night he came home and woke his older brother. He told him he'd met the girl he was going to marry. Go to sleep, Eddie, his brother groaned. Whoosh. Now, I'm not going to say this every time. Whoosh. A wave broke on the beach. Eddie coughed up something he did not want to see. He spat it away. He used to think a lot about Marguerite, not so much now. She was like a wound beneath an old bandage, and he had grown more used to the bandage. What was shingles? 16 minutes to live. No story sits by itself. Sometimes stories meet at corners. Sometimes they cover one another completely, like stones beneath a river. The end of Eddie's story was touched by another seemingly innocent story. Months earlier, a cloudy night, when a young man arrived at Ruby Pier with 3 of his friends. Oh, pay attention. The young man, whose name was Nicky, had begun driving and was still not comfortable carrying a keychain. So he removed the single car key and put it in his jacket pocket, then tied the jacket around his waist. For the next few hours, he and his friends rode all the fastest rides: the Flying Falcon, the Splashdown, Freddy's Freefall, the Ghoster Coaster. Hands in the air, one of them yelled. They threw their hands in the air. Later, when it was dark, they returned to the car lot. Exhausted and laughing, drinking beer from brown paper bags, Nicky reached into his jacket pocket. He fished around. He cursed. The key was gone. So to recap what just happened, he put a key in his pocket, took it off. The key obviously fell out of his pocket. It was gone. Just 14 minutes until his death. Eddie wiped his brow with a handkerchief. Out on the ocean, diamonds of sunlight danced on the water, and Eddie stared at their nimble movement. He had not been right on his feet since the war, but back at the Stardust Bandshell with Marguerite, there Eddie had still been graceful. He closed his eyes and allowed himself to summon the song that brought them together. So he's 83, he's sitting at the park, He doesn't realize he's about to die, and he's just thinking about Marguerite and the song they had together. It was a love song, all right, an old 50s song, the one Judy Garland sang in that movie. It mixed in his head now with the cacophony, great word, cacophony, multitude of sounds heard at once, with the cacophony of the crashing waves and the children screaming on the rides. Now, I'm just going to say it, but it's a song, and I'll play it for you, but not right now. You made me love you, whoosh, do it, I didn't want to do it, me love you, time you knew it, da la la, you knew it, yeah, all that, okay? Eddie felt her hands, and that's their love song. That's very important, and he's bringing her back into his head, and that's what's coming to his mind. Where they met, Stardust Bandshell, the song they have together, their personal song. All right, Eddie felt her hands on his shoulders. He squeezed his eyes tightly to bring the memory closer. 12 minutes to live. Excuse me. A young girl, maybe 8 years old, stood before him, blocking his sunlight. Now his daydream is over. 8-year-old girl's tapping him. She has blonde curls and wore flip-flops and denim cut-off shorts and a lime green t-shirt with a cartoon duck on the front. Amy, he thought her name was. Amy or Annie. She'd been here a lot this summer, although Eddie never saw a mother or father. Excuse me, she said again. Eddie maintenance? Eddie sighed. Just Eddie, he said. Eddie? Mm-hmm. Can you make me... She put her hands together as if praying. Hold on. She put her hands together as if praying. Come on, kiddo, I don't have all day. Can you make me an animal? Can you? Eddie looked up as if he had to think about it. Then he reached into his shirt pocket and pulled out 3 yellow pipe cleaners, which he carried for just this purpose. Yes, the little girl said, slapping her hands. Eddie began twisting the pipe cleaners. Where's your parents? Riding the rides. Without you? The girl shrugged. My mom's with her boyfriend. Eddie looked up. Oh. He bent the pipe cleaners into several small loops, then twisted the loops around one another. His hands shook now, so it took longer than it used to. But soon the pipe cleaners resembled a head, ears, body, and tail. A rabbit, the little girl said. Eddie winked. Thank you. She spun away, lost in that place where kids don't even know their feet are moving. Eddie wiped his brow again, then closed his eyes, slumped into the beach chair, and tried to get the old song back into his head. A seagull squawked as it flew overhead. All right, here we go, here we go. Pay attention. How do people choose their final words? Do they realize their gravity? Are they fated to be wise? By his 83rd birthday, Eddie had lost nearly everyone he'd cared about. Some had died young, some had been given a chance to grow old before a disease or an accident took them away. At their funerals, Eddie listened, as if mourners recalled their final conversations. It's as if he knew he was going to die, some would say. Eddie never believed that. As far as he could tell, when your time came, it came, and that was that. You might say something smart on your way out, but you might just as easily say something stupid. For the record, Eddie's final words would be, get back. All right, hold on. Let me check on you guys. Yo, we good? Right, yes, you know me so well, bro. No, I'm not going to get pissed, bro. Whatever. Oh, it goes up to page 19? Oh, whatever. I'm just going to read like 2 more pages and then we'll take a break. I'm going to go eat dinner. We'll hop on later. I'll do like 7 more, whatever. And again, this is just me. You could always rewatch this. All right? All right, let me just finish this. What type of last words to get back? Well, based on what we know, bro, his last words are get back. So what would you assume? How would you assume he would die? What would your assumption be, being he's a maintenance man at like an Adventureland, Coney Island kind of park? What would your assumption be? A heroic last word. Hidalgo, let's go, bro. Dude, you should have been in my class. Protecting someone. Interesting. Good answers. In war. No, protecting someone. Likely. I like this. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me check on dinner. Oh, wait. Yeah, let me check on dinner for a second. Calvin, how much time for dinner? All right, cool. Where the hell is this thing? Okay. All right. All right, here are the sounds of Eddie's last minutes on Earth. Waves crashing, the distant thump of rock music. Of course it's rock music. Lamb of God, specifically. The whirring engine of a small biplane. dragging an ad from its tail. And this. Oh my God, look! Eddie felt his eyes dart beneath his lids. Over the years, he had come to know every noise at Ruby Pier and could sleep through them all like a lullaby. This voice was not in the lullaby. Oh my God, look! Eddie bolted upright. A woman with fat, dimpled arms was holding a shopping bag and pointing and screaming. A small crowd gathered around her, their eyes to the skies. Eddie saw it immediately, atop Freddy's Free Fall, the new tower drop attraction. It's almost like the free fall at Great Adventure. I'm sure many of you guys have gone on, where you're sitting and it drops and your stomach, it's a wrap, and then it hits the brakes. Yeah. Eddie saw it immediately atop Freddy's Free Fall, the new tower drop attraction. One of the carts was tilted at an angle as if trying to dump its cargo. 4 passengers, 2 men, 2 women, held only by a safety bar, were grabbing frantically at anything they could. Oh my God, the fat woman yelled. They keep saying the fat woman reminds me of the fat woman in the elevator. They consistently, like, they have something against fat people, but whatever. Oh my God, the fat woman yelled. Those people, they're going to fall. The voice squawked from the radio on Eddie's belt. Eddie, Eddie. He pressed the button. I see it. Get security. People ran up from the beach, pointing as if they had practiced this drill. Look, up in the sky, an amusement ride turned evil. Eddie grabbed his cane and clomped to the safety fence around the platform base. Realize he's 83 years old. He's stumbling there, his wad of keys jangling against his hip. His heart was racing. Freddy's Free Fall was supposed to drop 2 carts in a stomach-churning descent, only to be halted at the last instant by a gush of hydraulic air. How did one cart come loose like that? It was tilted just a few feet below the upper platform, as if it had started downward, then changed its mind. Eddie reached the gate and had to catch his breath. Dominguez came running and nearly banged into him. Listen to me, Eddie said, grabbing Dominguez by the shoulders. His grip was so tight, Dominguez made a pained face. Listen to me. Who's up there? Willie. Okay, he must have hit the emergency stop. That's why the cart is hanging. Get up the ladder and tell Willie to manually release the safety restraint so those people can get out. Okay? It's on the back of the cart, so you're going to have to hold him while he leans out there. Okay? Then the 2 of yous now, not one. You got it? The 2 of yous, get them out. One holds the other. Got it? Got it. All right, so the cart is on an angle like this. There's 2 men and 2 women screaming. All right, it's all the way at the top. It just came down a little bit. All right, so you're talking way, way up there. All right, and this is always my fear when I go to amusement parks. That's why I go on no rides. Dominguez nodded quickly. Then send that damn cart down so we could figure out what happened. Eddie's head was pounding. Although his park had been free of any major accidents, he knew the horror stories of his business. Once, in Brighton, a bolt unfastened on a gondola ride, and 2 people fell to their death. Another time in Wonderland Park, a man had tried to walk across a roller coaster track. He fell through and got stuck beneath his armpits. He was wedged in, screaming, and the cars came racing toward him, and, well, that was the worst. Eddie pushed that from his mind. There were people all around him now, hands over their mouths, watching Dominguez climb the ladder. Eddie tried to remember the insides of Freddy's Free Fall. Engine, cylinders, hydraulics, seals, cables. How does a cart come loose? He followed the ride visually from the 4 frightened people at the top, down the towering shaft, and into the base. Engine, cylinders, hydraulics, seals, cables, water. Dominguez reached the upper platform. He did as Eddie told him, holding Willie as Willie leaned toward the back of the car to release the restraint. One of the female riders lunged for Willie and nearly pulled him off the platform. The crowd gasped. Wait, Eddie said to himself. Willie tried again. This time he popped the safety release. Cable, Eddie mumbled. The bar lifted and the crowd went, ah. The riders were quickly pulled to the platform. The cable is unraveling. All right, so the riders are saved. They're taken off the platform. Dominguez, Willie, they got him off there. They pulled him off. But the tilted cart is hanging by a cable, which is now unraveling. Okay? And Eddie was right. Inside the base of Freddy's Free Fall, hidden from view, the cable that lifted cart number 2 had for the last few months been scraping across a locked pulley. Because it was locked, the pulley had gradually ripped the cable's steel wires as if husking an ear of corn until they were nearly severed. No one noticed. How could they notice? Only someone who had crawled inside the mechanism would have seen the unlikely cause of the problem. Now pay attention here. There's $1 million question for you guys after this. The pulley was wedged by a small object that must have fallen through the opening at a most precise moment. A car key. Whose car key? Whose car key? Yo, salmon is good. Whose car key? Whose car key caused the cable to snap? What was the character's name? Bianca. Yo, I'll wait 7 more seconds, then I'm giving you the answer because you guys are listening to me read, but you're really not. Nikki's car key. All right, he was the kid drinking. They were drinking alcohol with the friggin' paper bags. He had a single key in his pocket. It fell out. Yes, the guy at the beginning. Yes. All right, hold on. Don't release the card, Eddie yelled. He waved his arms. Hey, it's the cable. Don't release the card. It'll snap. The crowd drowned him out. It cheered wildly as Willie and Dominguez unloaded the final rider. All 4 were safe. They hugged atop the platform. Dom, Willie, Eddie yelled. Someone banged against his waist, knocking his walkie-talkie to the ground. Eddie bent to get it. Willie went to the controls. He put his finger on the green button. Eddie looked up. No, don't. Eddie turned to the crowd. Get back. Something in Eddie's voice must have caught the people's attention. They stopped cheering and began to scatter. An opening cleared around the bottom of Freddy's freefall, and Eddie saw the last face of his life. She was sprawled upon the ride's metal base, as if someone had knocked her into it, her nose running, tears filling her eyes. The little girl with the pipe cleaner animal. Amy? Annie? Mom, she heaved, almost rhythmically, her body frozen in the paralysis of crying children. Mom. Eddie's eyes shot from her to the carts. Did he have time? Her to the carts. Whoomp. Too late. The carts were dropping. Jesus, he released the brake. And for Eddie, everything slipped into watery motion. He dropped his cane and pushed off his bad leg and felt a shot of pain that almost knocked him down. A big step, another step. Inside the shaft of Freddy's freefall, the cable snapped its final thread and ripped across the hydraulic line. Cart number 2 was in a dead drop now. Nothing to stop it. A boulder off of a cliff. In those final moments, Eddie seemed to hear the whole world. Distant screaming, waves, music, a rush of wind, a low, loud, ugly sound that he realized was his own voice blasting through his chest. The little girl raised her arms. Eddie lunged. His bad leg buckled. He half flew, half stumbled toward her, trying to get to the girl. Her hands are out like this, landing on the metal platform, which ripped through his shirt and split open his skin. Just beneath the patch that read Eddie in maintenance, he felt 2 hands in his own, 2 small hands, a stunning impact, a blinding flash of light, and then nothing. And we will stop there. What page is that on your end, Bianca, you guys? What page is that I just ended on? Yo, are you guys talking about breasts during my freaking reading? Yes, Amanda Alvarado's. Yes, you got it. Yeah, Bianca, you got it. Oh, 24, 25. Is that the end of that first read? How many pages did I give you to read on that first reading? Going to 25. All right, let me read the next page. Oh, you are confused, Hidalgo. That's the $1 million question. And I'm not going to answer it yet. Hold that thought, homie. All right, hold on. All right. Now, today's Eddie's birthday, this next section. The author uses it to revert back to former times, flashback, all right? Italics. Any italicized words usually reflect something that happened in the past or something we need to know as important, all right? In this case, it's a reflection of the past, flashback, all right? So this birthday right here is Eddie's first one. And through these birthdays, we get to better understand Eddie, his family, his dad, their relationships, and it helps us better understand the plot, all right? Yeah, babe. I'm coming.
Giant meatball here.
All right, I'm coming. It is the 1920s, a crowded hospital in one of the poorest sections of the city. Eddie's father smokes cigarettes in the waiting room, where the other fathers are also smoking cigarettes. The nurse enters with a clipboard. She calls his name. She mispronounces it. The other men blow smoke. Well? He raises his hand. Congratulations, the nurse says. He follows her down the hallway to the newborn's nursery. His shoes clap on the floor. Wait here, she says. Through the glass, he sees her check the numbers of the wooden cribs. She moves past one. Not his. Another. Not his. Another. Not his. I think there's one more. Another, not his. She stops. There, beneath the blanket, a tiny head covered in a blue cap. She checks her clipboard again, then points. The father breathes heavily, nods his head. For a moment, his face seems to crumble, like a bridge collapsing into the river. This is Eddie's dad now, mind you. Then he smiles. All right, so the reaction of his son being born doesn't seem too happy. He looks like he's going to crumble. All right, some nerves maybe, and then he smiles. Now, he's an interesting character. His, meaning it's Eddie's dad's kid. All right, I think that's it. All right, so yeah. Hold on. Let me see you guys. Is that it? That's all you guys have, right? You are my homie, bro. Oh, John Luca, did you hop in late? John Luca, I just read the first 25 pages. You could rewatch the video if you want. Not much really happens. All you know is that this man, Eddie, is a maintenance man worker at a park. He basically is 83 years old. We learn right away he's going to die on his 83rd birthday. And we come to find out that he tries to save this girl that's under this ride. They save the 4 people on the ride, and the ride ends up coming down. We don't know if he saved the girl. His hands are in her hands holding them, and he dies. All right, that's all. There's a lot of other things. The key, the scene with the key. Nicky drops his key, which causes the cable to snap on the ride. You'll have to reread it if... Oh, okay. I was here just working and listening. Okay, got you, John Luca. Any specific questions? Any specific questions? Obviously, the major questions that your brain should be thinking is, did he save the girl? Why is the girl standing on the ride as the ride is falling? All right. Again, she's a little girl. She doesn't know. I mean, you would think she would assume by everyone around looking up, she would figure it out. But remember, her mom and dad are on rides. Mom and boyfriend are on the rides while this little girl is unattended to. And Eddie previously made a pipe cleaner. I think it was a rabbit for her. All right. And he sees her about to die and he goes to save her. We don't know if he saved her. Yeah. F Nicky, Renier. It was all Nicky's fault because Nicky's key came out. They were drinking. You guys are funny. Yo, I run shit here, bro. I can eat when I want, although I'm starving. All right, you Tolan is my son. What you got on me? I meant daughter because I hear. Oh, Reyes, you got jokes, bro. Reyes. I'm already losing my voice. See, I haven't been in the classroom for a while. This is the most I read in 2 months. Reyes, any questions you have that she poses to you, I got you. Whatever you need. They're probably gonna be very, very easy. All right, but it's a great story. I swear to God, guys, it's a great story. All right, you guys. So I'm out. I'm gonna go eat. The next batch of pages I'll probably assign over the weekend, and I'll read again, and maybe I'll hop on later just for funs and roasting and laughs, and I can make fun of Zachary. I can make fun of everybody. Reyes, all you guys. John Luca for getting great grades. I mean, there's not much to make fun of John Luca about. All right, I'm out. No, but you do have to summarize that. In the instructions, it says you have to summarize. So what we just read, your assignment, which is due Friday, is just to summarize what we just read. All right, 1 paragraph. Is Dominguez and Eddie homies? Yeah, Dominguez is his homie. Dominguez is going to Mexico. Eddie was so cool that Eddie gave him $40, which was a lot. I'm not telling you the time period of this, but you'll figure it out. All right, but Dominguez, they are friends, and he gave him $40 to go on his trip to Mexico. And again, you don't have to do a question, just summarize what we just read, and you have the actual tangible copy through Google Classroom. I just did this because I felt like I needed to, and I didn't just want to hand you guys a novel to read and not touch base with you guys to understand whether you're comprehending or not. All right, I'm going to go eat a meatball hero, yo. All right, I will see you guys when I see you. I seriously miss you guys. I miss the classroom. I miss all the fun we freaking have. Oh, I miss you guys. I miss you guys. It sucks the year's going to end. But when this is all over, I'm thinking I rob a school bus. I steal a school bus, and I just pick up the first amount of kids we could fit in there. 50 kids, 40 kids. All right, so I'm going to pull up. If you see me wearing a mask and the cops are chasing me, just come out of the house real quick, and we'll go to Dave & Buster's when this is all over. All right, you guys, peace. Love you guys. Miss you guys. Stay doing your work. Don't give up on your schoolwork. This is not a vacation. All right. And yeah, that's it. Any specific questions for me? Email me. Some of you guys have my phone number. Text me. I will see you. I'm going to eat. Peace.